Indeed, it's the Matt Murphy Show. Thank you for being with us. 5:07. Good afternoon. Welcome in. All of you just getting off work. A nasty little squall of severe weather. Raindrops falling across Music Row in downtown Nashville. Be on the alert for that if you're out and about, getting in your cars, your automobiles on the way home. It'll be there when you get there, so just be safe out of doors. We thank you for that, and we'll keep you up to date as to those things. You know, we expect these things this time of year, right? I mean, there's, pop-up showers and thunderstorms and whatnot in the summertime, and it'll cool things off, and that is rather nice.
Yeah, 79 degrees now.
What?
79 degrees in Nashville, Tennessee.
Yeah, but what's the heat index?
The heat index is only 83.
You beat me to it, Murphy. I had it loaded.
I have a well-established hatred of the heat index. You were ready to go with that one, Jackson?
I was ready to ask him, what's the real feel, Brother Weaver?
Yeah, what's it really feel like? Oh, it's 79, but it feels, look, 79. One way or the other, it's cooling things off, but unto each life some rain must fall. And we're glad that it's fallen because that keeps everything nice and green. We'll get back to the politics of the day coming up in moments. I'll continue to share with you this bombshell that came down on Friday. We'll also discuss the Hunter Biden interview that dropped earlier today. I've got a few things to say about that, but we'll suspend all of that conversation for a moment. Let me tell you something. I've been doing what I do on the radio in various formats since I was 14 years old. I was first hired at WTHO 101.7, your better country FM, at the age of 14. That was in 1987.
1887, you mean?
That would be 1987. Probably feels like 1887 to you, Jackson, as you are still wet behind the ears and just fresh out of diapers.
That was 12 years before I was born.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm aware. If you're trying to make me feel old, it's not going to work. I feel it in my back. But let me tell you something. So I've been doing this a long time. I've been doing talk radio for a long time, and rare it is the occasion that I get to talk to somebody that truly makes me nervous. Because when I was a 14-year-old boy at WTHO, and we would run automation on the weekends, and I was just there manning the automation, I would sneak back to the 45 records, and I would pick out 45s, and I would listen to them. And I listened to this guy. Some of his incredible hits were out, and Uncle Pen and Country Boy and Cajun Moon, and he made me understand what country music was at a time when country music was changing, and he made me a fan to this day of bluegrass music. And his name is Ricky Skaggs. He's internationally famous. He needs no introduction. And he joins us on the Matt Murphy Show, I'm proud to say. Mr. Skaggs, good afternoon. How are you?
I'm good, Matt. Boy, what a story there. You're 14, huh?
14 years old. And, I thought, it was a time where things were changing a lot. And I don't begrudge change, and I know you don't either. But what you were able to do, and it's fascinating, is that you introduced me to people that kind of maybe, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but formed you. You introduced me to people like Bill Monroe and Mr. Ralph Stanley and those that came before you, and how country music was formulated back in the day. So I thank you for that.
Honoring the fathers. You can never go wrong when you honor the fathers, and mothers.
Yes, sir.
And so we've got a lot of great memories of Dr. Ralph, and Keith Whitley and I met him when we were 15 years old. His bus broke down, and over in West Virginia, he was going to be playing this little old beer joint over there. Of course, we were 15. We couldn't get in and couldn't drive. So Dad took us over, and we took our instruments with us because Dad always said, don't leave home without them. So he should have made a little extra cash on the American Express slogan. But anyway, Ralph had a flat tire, called the little beer joint and said, I'm going to be late, and so I have no idea how the beer joint owner knew that we played music, but he come up to the table where we were sitting and asked if we could get up and do a few songs while Ralph was getting there. Well, man, Dad was right again. So we went out in the car and got him and brought him in. And only bad thing about that was the only songs that Keith and I knew were Stanley Brothers songs. So here Ralph finally comes in about 30, 40 minutes later, and we're standing up on stage singing his songs. And he told me later that he thought they were playing the jukebox, playing old Stanley Brothers songs. But when he walked in and saw us up there playing, he was really, really surprised. But anyway, it started a great friendship with us. We joined the band. We got out of school. I did not want to go back for my senior year, but my mother was ready to slap the taste out of my mouth if I didn't. So
wow.
I honored her and went ahead and finished school. Ralph said, "You boys might need a good education, And so anyway,
Wow.
we loved Ralph and loved Mr. Monroe.
Well, and we love you, and obviously, I mean, from those days to now, I mean, do you ever stop? Do you ever pause to just look back on it and let it wash over you? I mean, what a wonderful journey. And we feel like we've been there every step of the way because we've watched the arc of music. We've watched your music change to a degree. I mean, does it ever kind of wash over you? Just keep focusing forward.
Well, I just try to look ahead and see what makes me hungry to play. That was one of the main reasons that we started. That we came back kind of to bluegrass in 1996 and did Bluegrass Rules, and that was a Grammy Award-winning record. First record. When we came out of country, because the reason we got out of country, the country was really, really changing. It was the big bus tours. I mean, you had to have 12 or 14 buses and play, more contemporary country music at the time, to be able to play out and draw people. So I don't know. When Mr. Monroe passed away in 1996, I just really had a yearning in my heart to go back to the music of my youth and pick up kind of where he left off and not try to take his place. Nobody could take Bill Monroe's place, but just to be able to honor him and Ralph and Carter and Flat and Scruggs and people like that I grew up around. I got to be on Flat and Scruggs' television show when I was 7, and
Wow.
you can see it on YouTube, and it's amazing. And but I've had such history with those people, and I just wanted to let all my fans know, where my roots ran to, and that was the reason every time we would, get up for an award or something like that on CMA Award Show or Music City News Award Show, I would always try to get Mr. Monroe to get up on stage with me and play and sing, just to honor him. A lot of the younger audience didn't really know who he was, but I certainly did, and it was just a good thing. I mean, those are things that you feel good about, and you lay your head down at night and say that was good, and I'm happy I got to do that.
Well, when I was a kid, I thought Bill Monroe was your uncle, and he was Uncle Penn. I mean, right? I mean,
yeah. Well, you saw the Country Boy video. I'm sure.
That's exactly right. So I mean, but now it's got to be gratifying for you, and I feel. I mean, I know that you're a humble guy, but it's got to be gratifying that the younger artists, wherever they are from, whatever genre they are in, they seem to be gravitating to you because you're kind of. You are the go-to guy. You're carrying on that legacy of the roots of that music, and whether it's the Whites or Lady Antebellum and so many different collaborations that you've had with younger artists, you kind of are offering that same thing that was offered to you by the older generation. Yeah,
I just I love the young guys and girls, especially I'm hearing 80s and 90s country coming back, and getting strong again. And of course, Billy Strings is just doing a blow up job of doing bluegrass playing. I'm just so proud of that guy. They're just doing great. They're selling out arenas with just bluegrass music. I just think it's the greatest. I mean, Mr. Monroe would love that. And but I've been really kind of hankering to in 96, I brought, even in 81, I brought my bluegrass into country. because I wanted to do country that could get played on the radio, but I wanted to be able to use my mandolins, banjos, and fiddles mix them as loud as the electric guitar and the pedal steel guitar, and so that was really successful for me through the 80s and mid 90s, and then I just really thought I would like to play after Mr. Monroe passed away. I wanted to go back and just play bluegrass again, and but now I'm after being back in bluegrass for so long and seeing it prosper and do so well, I'm really kind of hankering to get back, and bring some of my country music into my bluegrass, and so that's what we're gonna do some tomorrow night at the Ryman. We're playing the bluegrass series. I think we're batting cleanup. I think we're the last show of the series, but we'll be playing there tomorrow night at 7:30, and it'll be a great show. We're certainly going to be doing some of our old country as well as a bunch of good hot bluegrass. I've got the best band, man. They're just incredible players and singers, and so it's going to really be a fun night.
That's nice. And by the way, I invite everybody, you go to Ryman.com, get those tickets for tomorrow night's show if there are any still available, and if there's probably a few out there. You can get them and go and wish Mr. Skaggs a belated happy birthday. By the way, I'm remiss. Belated happy birthday to you.
Yeah, 71. I don't feel a day over 70.
Right. Well, and you celebrated your birthday, I guess, a little early by reopening your studio in Hendersonville. Tell us a little about that.
Oh man, yes, we have a world-class studio. We did a big renovation, and we've got this world-class studio in a quiet little town in Hendersonville. So if you want to get out of Nashville and actually come to a studio that's got every microphone known to man, I've been collecting microphones since I came to town in 1981. Wow. But yeah, it's a great space. It's very creative space. Lots of wood. We've got Pro Tools, but we've also got 2-inch analog if you really want to buy the tape and do it. We can still do that. So it's a great place to cut, and we're just so happy. It's called Skaggs Place, and we're working on our website right now. Just about got that finished, but yeah, it's going to be a great thing, and it was a great birthday present was to get to open it close to my birthday.
I don't want to bore you with my stories because I'm much more interested in yours. But when I first got to Nashville in 2021, I'm an old school country music fan. I love your stuff. I love it, all the old guys. And I was living in Goodlettsville at the time, and I drove over to Hendersonville, and I was going to find Johnny Cash's house, right? Because I knew that Mr. Cash lived in Hendersonville on the lake. And I went and I found the guard shack, and I found the sign. And Mr. Skaggs, I sat outside that house for about 30 minutes going, well, where's the house? What? I don't understand. Nobody told me that it had burned down. Nobody told me.
I know. That was so sad.
It was sad.
Barry Gibb was a dear friend of mine, and he
bought the place, right?
Bought the house.
Right.
Yeah, and they were renovating the house, and I guess some paint. They put some paint thinner or something like that to take some of the paint off the walls, and left it like that overnight. Was going to scrape it all off the next day because June had a lot of paint inside that house, and because we were there many times, and but it Marty Stewart called me, and he said, Skaggs, look out your window.
Uh-oh.
And we live up on top of this really tall hill up here in Hendersonville. We can see all the way to Nashville from here. And I looked over, and there was a big plume of smoke going up, and it was Cash's house.
Wow.
And it was so sad to see. And but
well, that
sorry you didn't get to see it.
Well, I'm sorry too. Well, but here's the great thing: I get to see you performing bluegrass at the Ryman Auditorium tomorrow night. And are you doing some touring this year? Is that something that you got lined up?
Yeah. This is the first year in a long time that we've actually lease the bus full time, not just lease it when we need it, but lease it month after month, and So we've been out touring quite a bit, and we're getting ready to go back out on a Texas run here pretty soon. And I got 4 dates out there, and but yeah, we got quite a few dates all the way through the end of the year, doing some Christmas shows too, and we'll be doing 8 or 10 Christmas shows in December. So we love doing those.
Well, I love talking to you. I could do it all day. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for what you've meant to so many lives, including mine. You just bring so much joy to us. You take the old, you introduce it to us, you make it new again, you reinvent it. You keep we love every single moment of it. And I just appreciate so much you being willing to spend a little time with us this afternoon.
Well, thank you, Matt. We love what you guys do all day long, and we love 99.7. We got it on our radio on FM. I've loved to blast it in the evenings when I go around through the day. So we listen to you guys a lot,
Well, you're very kind, and let's fill up Ryman tomorrow night and maybe introduce a few folks to the Bluegrass Sound.
Sounds like a good thing. Let's do it.
Yes, sir. Take care, Mr. Skaggs.
Thank you, Matt.
All right. There's Ricky Skaggs, great Ricky Skaggs. He's won like 15 Grammy Awards, more country music awards than you can possibly imagine, and is the Hall of Fame. He probably has more inductions into the Hall of Fame than than I've worked at radio stations. And that's a lot.
Yeah, he's got. He had 11 number ones.
Wow, Uncle Pen was one of them. I remember, boy, and that was hot. Uncle Pen was hot.
I like that country boy song too, man.
Country boy.
Yeah,
you don't even know what you missed, Jackson. You missed a lot. Thank you to Mr. Skaggs, Mr. Ricky Skaggs, for joining us on the show 24 after the hour. We'll get back to it in a moment on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.